want to tell you about my own personal story with cigarette smoking. About 8 years ago, I was addicted to cigarettes. And so there's one of these techniques in my book. It's called visualize yourself without the addiction. It's before I smoked, and I should probably say this, I never tell myself I can't have something. And I'm going to tell you why. Bill, who wrote the big book, the 12-step big book, I don't know if you ever heard of him, he was a genius with addiction. And one of the things he said when he was learning about how to help people with addiction is he said, the one thing you have to know is you cannot tell an addict they can't do something or they can't have something. It's the most ineffective thing. And I say amen to that. So I never say to myself, you can't have a cigarette, or you can't have that candy bar, or you can't have, you can't go to the casino, or you can't drink. I never say that. I always say to myself, if I don't want to do something, I'm committed, like I don't want to do that. I don't say I can't have that. So when it came to the point when I was ready to give up smoking cigarettes, I did this very good technique called visualizing yourself without the addiction. I would close my eyes when I would get a craving for a cigarette, and I would see myself in my imagination sitting in the place where I normally smoke, but this time I would see myself not smoking. So this is a very good thing to do. If you eat in a certain place or drink or gamble or whatever it is that you find yourself doing compulsively that you don't want to do anymore, take a moment and visualize yourself not doing it. Here's what happens when we do this. This is such a great, profound thing that happens. Everything we do comes from our programming down here, or our belief system. A belief system is created through repetition. So either I repeatedly smoked, or I repeatedly told myself that I was a smoker, so that now I have this program down here, like, if you will, this imaginary file that says I'm a smoker. And so even when I get up and I say, today I'm not going to smoke, which usually a lot of us do, like today I'm not going to overeat, today I'm not going to drink, today I'm not going to smoke, today I'm not going to go to the casino or go shopping or whatever it is we're addicted to. But then we find ourselves doing it because all of our actions come from our programming. So if you could program in, because whatever you think and focus on, you grow in your being. If you could program in not smoking in your places, what you do is you set a new pathway in your brain, a new chemical pathway. Whenever I have a craving to overeat or to smoke or to drink or to gamble or sex or any of these things, if I always give into that craving, I'm making a divot in my brain, if you will, a chemical pathway that always goes this way, even when I'm not thinking about it. So when I say I'm not going to smoke today, and next thing I see myself 2 hours later lighting up a cigarette, it's because of this unconscious thing that over the years I've trained myself that when I get a craving I do this, when I get a craving I do this, when I get a craving I always go down this road and give in and have a cigarette. Well, now when I'm trying to stop smoking, I visualize myself not smoking, so that when I get a craving, instead of going and lighting a cigarette, now when I get a craving, I take 15 seconds 20 seconds, and I visualize myself sitting in that place but not having a cigarette. I'm starting a new pathway. Do you see what I'm saying? My new pathway is I get a craving and I visualize not smoking. I get a craving and I visualize not smoking. I get a craving and I visualize not smoking. And I start another new pathway in my brain. Okay? Does this make sense, what I'm saying? And over time, what happens is, now I get a craving and I don't smoke because I visualize myself not smoking.
Skyline through the glare of a setting sun, and cut from the clouds like construction paper.